2020, wasn't it an incredible January? So much energy, so much expectation, so much optimism. We were all talking about it. We were aligned for the best year ever in business. The economy was strong. Everything was happening just as we could have dreamt of in our wildest dreams. And we had expected 2020 to be an incredible year. I'll never forget the conversations I had at different conferences, the one specific in Los Angeles, and we're talking about what was going to happen this year. We were in the perfect place for 2020. And I remember getting up on stage on February the 19th in Reno, Nevada with about 1,000 people. And the person who introduced me had just really stirred up the whole presence of 2020 just before I began to speak. Here is a bit of what I shared.
To get more eyes on you 2020, because it is 2020, it's 2020, right? Which means vision, which means clear vision, which means great eyesight. So that's what we've got to look at: clear vision, great eyesight, visibility. We're talking about image, because that's about seeing. We're talking about your eyes for this year, okay? We're talking about looking, appearance, spectacular, spectacles, windows. We're talking about sight. Okay, what about sight? Clarity on vision. All these things. How do you see 220? How do you see yourself in 220? And of course, like a movie, your life is a movie. But it's about presentation. It's about your client's perception of you. But there's also a lot about blindness. People are not seeing what the opportunities we've really got. Sometimes it says, always the immigrant's got to come and show. I don't really believe that. But a lot of us have been blind to certain things and visionless. Loss of sight, okay? And people who don't have vision perish. Okay, we know that. We've heard that thousands of times. And here's a picture of my father, who's the oldest African ever to do an Ironman, 78 years old. But my father at 78, you swim 2.4 miles, you bike 112 miles, and then you run 26 miles. But he stopped at 78. Why? Because his eyesight, his vision, started going, and he wasn't safe on the bicycle, and said, no more on the bicycle. But guess what happened? When his sight stopped, everything started stopping. He lost vision. He couldn't see, couldn't do the things that he wanted. And everything, his world began to get smaller. I love my father. He's 87 years today. But his life got smaller. And when our vision, we can't see things clearly, or we can't see ourselves clearly, our lives get smaller. And yet the opportunities are still there, but we can't see them. 2020, how many of you want more eyes on you this year? This is what this is year about. This year is the year of that. It even says 2020. But even so, Dan backed it up with statistics, saying that this is a great climate to increase. We're living in the most perfect time right now.
And we all know what happened on the third week of March. The world began to get smaller because COVID-19 just took over everything. The economy got smaller. Everything started to contract. Even when glass cools down, it contracts. Most objects, most things contract when it gets cooler and expands when it gets hotter. That's what happens. Let me tell you now, we need to take the road less traveled. You see what happens when our vision contracts, like my father's vision got smaller because he couldn't see physically. His world got smaller and now he can hardly move and walk. It's sad. Let me tell you what, right now is the time for your vision to get bigger. Everybody's saying, change your goals, change everything. Sometimes we've got to change certain things, but let me tell you what now. It's time for our vision to expand in the time of contraction. In contraction, don't do what everyone else is doing. It's now time to expand your vision, to think bigger. You're going to have to market yourself differently. You're going to have to do more marketing now than you've ever marketed ever before in your life if you're going to come through this. You've got to think bigger, expand your vision with marketing and marketing you. I'm not talking about sales. I'm talking about marketing right now. That's what you've got to do. You've got to take bigger action. You've got to perhaps sleep less, 90 minutes less every single day. Get up earlier. You've got to do your workout earlier. You've got to get into action mode more than you've done in the past 2, 3, 4 years. Now is not 100%. Now is 190%. You see, when a pilot takes off, he pushes that throttle full out. They turn the lights off in the cabin, in the whole aircraft, because they don't want to use any energy in the wrong places. All the energy's got to go for takeoff. All your energy right now has got to get for you to lift again, to take off. Because you've got a lot of resistance coming in. But that resistance, you see, an aircraft will never take off without resistance. So you've got resistance in your favor right now, because most people are not going to do what I'm talking about for you and your business or for your job. I don't care if you're employed or your employer, it doesn't matter. You've got to give extra right now. You've got to think bigger. You've got to put more money in investing in your skills and in marketing than you've ever done before right now. You've got to even loan money, you're going to do that. But if you're going to survive, guess what? There are a lot of people leaving industries right now. Are you one of them? Give me a call. I've got clients right now who's thinking outside the box. They are doing some crazy stuff and it's working. It's incredible. It's exciting to see what's happened. Don't be left out. As Warren Buffett said, when the tide goes out, you can see who's naked. When the tide goes out, you can see what everyone's wearing. What are you wearing right now? This is Kurt Francis. Excited to talk to you. Give me a call. Cannot wait to chat.